with me. It's from the European Society of Endocrinology that has found the brains of transgender people both operate and look more like their desired gender rather than the one that they were assigned at birth. The article states, the pattern of brain activation in both transgendered adolescent boys and girls most closely represented that of non-transgender boys and girls of their desired gender. In addition, GD or gender dysphoria, adolescent girls showed a more male-typical brain activation during a visual spatial memory exercise. Finally, some brain structure changes were detected that were also more similar, not identical, to those typical of the desired gender of GD boys and girls. Dr. Bacher, the doctor conducting the research, says, although more research is needed, we now have evidence that sexual differentiation of the brain differs in young people with GD as they show functional brain characteristics that are typical of their desired gender. So then, Mr. Knowles, as established in the 14th Amendment, everybody is entitled to the legal protections as put forth in the Equal Protections and Due Process Clauses. So the interpretation of these clauses can be found in Griswold v. Connecticut, Loving v. Virginia, and Obegerville v. Hodges, the landmark cases enshrining the rights to birth control, interracial marriage, and same-sex marriage. So if the 14th Amendment stands correct, these legal bans on transgender care and their existence in general are therefore viciously in violation of the 14th Amendment. These laws are also not neutral nor generally applicable as required to have a law be constitutional. The precedent can be found in the rulings of the Employment Division, Department of Human Resources of Oregon v. Smith.
You know, I fear that I was going to be the only one to give a speech tonight, but I'm glad that I got to attend the speech as well.
I apologize for the longevity. But so then, Mr. Knowles, due to your call for the good of society, transgenderism must be eradicated from public life entirely. What do you propose we do? We cannot violate the U.S. Constitution, and as seeing as these laws and bills are targeting and are only applicable to approximately 1.2 to 1.8% of people aged 13 to 17 and approximately 0.4 to 0.6% of the ages 18 and above, it is obviously and very clearly not neutral nor generally applicable. So I ask you again, what do you propose we do to address this issue that is not in violation of the Constitution and is humane?
There was a lot there, so let's take it from the top. You premised your question on the suggestion that men who identify as women, they actually have the brains of women, right? And women who identify as men, they actually have the brains of men. So I would ask you, could you tell me a little bit more about the differences in the brains of men and women? How do men and women differ by their brains? Would you say one is a little smarter than the other, you know, one's a little sharper, or those women, maybe they're a little more emotional. Men, they're a little better at, you know, keeping a level head. What would you say is the difference between the male and the female brain?
So some of the research that they've shown is different sizes of different portions of the brain. I don't have the actual like facts in front of my face. I simply only have like the actual findings of the research.
I raise the question because I think you've unwittingly accepted a premise that is contrary to the liberal point of view and probably to a polite conversation, which is that men and women have these fundamentally different brains. And so if you're saying that men and women are distinct categories, and for that reason perhaps we ought to do away with some of the lies of the feminist movement and some of the lies of the homosexual rights movement, that's fine by me. But I think that these claims are a little bit dubious. And it also undermines the premise of transgenderism. The premise of transgenderism is that one's true self is not necessarily dependent upon one's body, so that one's sex is biologically determined, but one's gender expression is not biologically determined. It's socially constructed and can be whatever one wants it to be. But the case that you've just presented for transgenderism is different than that. What you're saying is that actually transgenderism is biologically determined because the brain is an organ of the body. So what you're really claiming is that these men who claim to be women, they just are biologically women. So you're free to pursue more studies on this. The studies that I've seen are pretty scant, pretty weak, and are not particularly persuasive. But sure, you can have all of those studies. It still doesn't address the question of transgenderism, which is what happens when someone wants to identify as a sex.
gonna do 10 questions. We're gonna make this easy for you, Rich. You versus Bobo. Hi, Bobo.
You can't sit near me.
What?
You know,
Why don't you get on a fucking microphone or wait for a microphone before you start yapping?
can you sit somewhere not close to anybody?
Yeah.
It's a line I thought up.
What's the line?
Time for pussy diving.
Is that like your catchphrase now?
Yeah, it is.
Why is it your catchphrase?
I get people in my neighborhood that recognize me.
Oh.
There's like two people in my neighborhood that recognize me.
Why don't you get on that microphone?
And they were asking me, and he said, "Hey, Bobo, you went pussy diving at the Queen's Motor Inn?"
Oh.
Yeah, there's people that have actually said that to me.
Yeah.
And I think one time I walked in the Woodside, coincidence not far from the Queen's Motor Inn, they've mentioned that.
Oh, wow, coincidence.
Yeah. Unfortunately, though, I couldn't find a guy in Donovan's named Dog Shit Sniffer.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
What am I missing?
Yeah,
I think that someone called him.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So did you have fun at the party?
But can I tell you something? Yeah, I did. Yeah, I
We've
did.
probably done 100 bits since your dumb Queen's Motor Inn thing.
Yeah.
I don't remember this shit.
What the fuck happened at the Queen's Motor Inn?
I'm sorry, you don't even want to know.
I'm trying to change my image.
He's trying to hang out with some girl. I
Yeah,
mean,
some crazy girl. I don't
He's
even
taking
remember
her
her
there.
name.
There's no way in hell it was ever going to happen. It's
Right.
kind of very creepy.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, you had fun at the party?
Yeah, I did. No, unfortunately, what happened was that time that I actually forgot my bathing suit that day because I rushed. Because the Long Island Railroad takes forever at that certain time of day.
So then you don't have to rush.
Yeah, it's so interesting. You're lying.
And I was trying to get that train because I knew the next one I'd be waiting like 3 hours.
Whatever. So what happened? What are you talking about?
That's why you were in the pool naked.
You went at his house. And actually, originally, I just wanted to pull my tidy whities, but Danny thought it'd be funny to cut off the tidy whities. I was originally going to go in the pool with the tidy whities and just go commando on the way home.
And then he's standing in the hot tub with Jimmy and his chick and just being
Horrifically naked.
And then for some reason Jimmy decided he thought it'd be a great opportunity to play that up and down game again.
Jimmy was in the hot tub with his chick, and I just kept saying to Bobo, "Oh, what are they doing?" And they kept Jim and his chick were making out. I just kept going, "Bobo, what are they doing? What are they doing? What are they doing?" He kept trying to look away. Bobo, keep looking. And then Bobo stand up, and
Of course.
can't read it yet. Gino, 2 trucks just stole my heat.
Jesus.
Oh, come on, man.
Yeah, by the way,
Can't we have a little...
Gob Elk Hawk. Hi, Gob Elk Hawk. Jim,
I just saw they're reading their Rumble rant, so I guess I can turn them down and just let them do this. I did see a little bit of that today. Of Kevin Brennan. We were on, what do you call it, Dabbleware's Live. Yeah. And when he flipped it over there and showed KB, I swear to God, I thought he was on like 2x speed. I've never seen him shot out of a cannon like that. It was just like, wow.
These are nuts. That was over the list. The Dabbleware's.
Yeah. It's like, oh no, He was one of these yelling about.
push back on COVID. That was a problem.
Oh,
Loyalty.
he's talking about COVID. We almost missed it.
Thanks for the 7J mattress and the pod, Joey. There you go. Yo, Joey, I have 2 cousins. One is so much, one is older, but he's so much shorter than his little brother. He has to give him reach-me-downs.
What were you talking about?
Get more of that Mocha this weekend.
Yeah, the Sad Man Comedy Club where he'll make what? $50, 300. Not only that, but yeah, this is the kind of humor that got this. He had this on.
Oh.
I want you telling those jokes without that Levy motherfucker.
Joey, I didn't fix it.
Good. Pick me up.
Apparently, it's my birthday, and I'm turning 80. Apparently, it's my birthday, and I'm turning 80.
Nothing but loyal to. You let him host your show.
Nothing but loyal. What the fuck does that mean?
Give a
expressed to you?
What loyalty? You know, the loyalty of what? Taking shit that I gave you?
We test the effect of
Yeah, that's what he did for you, man. He kept taking the things that you offered. What I don't understand is like how come he thinks that you owe him anything. You don't.
Nobody owes me. I don't owe anybody.
What do you like? What did you do that's disloyal? You just shit on him when he acts weird.
And I just basically, you and him, that's your fucking deal. It ain't my deal. Everybody, all these men, you know, they want you to take their fucking side. I'm not taking your side for
My deal, Wade.
It's my deal, Wade. Fucking bitches.
Yeah, stop being such a bitch. This is some straight up Brennan shit.
Yeah.
Thank you. And if he starts listening to Tommy McNulty, I'll say it by name. I have no problem with him anymore. He knows he's a fat fuck. He knows he's not long for this world the way he takes care of himself. He get on GLP-1, but he can neither spell it or count that high. So roast joke I'm working on, thank you. And he made a fucking fake account that he kept it.
It's a roast joke he's working on. It's not finished yet.
And Bob's like, you made a shit. I'm like, no, Bob, that was fake. And I said that to Bob to his face at my desk. He's like, no, you're lying. Bob called me a liar. So Bob, you chose your fucking teeth. And yeah, I know you're killing it. And I live in a shit
My
hole.
teeth?
And I'm so happy. I have to say it all the time. Bob, I worry about you, your shipping line. I worry. I get angry that you're shipping.
Is he reading this?
He said, I'm sorry, no, I get angry at you.
Just
Is-
like.
That's what Tommy Lee Jones said to me too. He said he couldn't sanction my buffoon.
He couldn't.
He sanctioned my buffoon.
What movie is that?
That's when we did Batman.
Wait, you're the star.
I was the star. That was the problem.
Do
Yeah.
you think? Did you ever have this problem with
Phenomenal actor.
with guys who were like, I'm a better actor than this fucking movie star? Did you ever get that?
No, because there was no me.
Oh, but I mean, the guy that Tommy Lee Jones was talking to.
Oh, the guy that Tommy Lee Jones was talking to.
Or talking
Yeah,
to.
he was at a restaurant, and you know, the maitre d' said, "Oh, Tommy, I hear you working with Tommy Lee Jones. He's over in the corner having dinner." And I went over and I said, "Oh yeah, great." I went over and I said, "Hey, Tommy, how you doing?" Like that, and the blood just drained from his face, like he'd been thinking about me 24 hours.
You'd already done the movie.
He was just fucking no. It was before the biggest scene we have together in the movie, and the blood just drained from his face, and he started shaking, and he got up and he went like this. He must have been in mid-kill me fantasy or something like that. He was like like this, and he went like to hug me, and he said, "I hate you. I really don't like you," like that. And I said, "Gee, man, what's the problem?" And I pulled up a chair, which probably wasn't smart. And he said, "I cannot sanction your buffoon."
My theory on that would be that he's a famous guy. He used to be the center of attention. You walk in the room, he's not the center.
Well, he might have been uncomfortable doing that work too. That's not really his style of stuff. You know?
Well,
I
he
mean,
signs
he's like,
you cash the check. You cash the check,
That's
baby.
right.
He's playing Harvey Dent.
That's right.
He was playing Harvey.
That's right. No, you
What?
great
guess, that's right.
Nice job.
That
There's
was
a cookie.
Anyway.
his fame is exploding. I'm real proud of that. You know what I mean? And I'm getting to hang out with people that I
Sizer, it's the only other patch I know. Bitches ain't shit. Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. Look on these nuts and suck the dick. Gets the fuck out after you die. House on the ride to make a quick ride. Used to know a bitch named Mary Black. Riding fucking clothes at night. Doing the motherfucking gangster beats. And there was one on the motherfucking Compton streets. Beat that shit got deep and it was on. Number one song after number one song. Long as my motherfucking bodies was fat. Where the fuck, where the bitch was at. She was like, like bitch, do the shit you do. Singing on the stick just to get a fucking two. Yeah, she got that nothing. Now she's doing other shit she be doing ain't shit. She's gonna hang with the streets. She found herself short. Now she's taking me. Yeah, some real conversation for your excellency. I once had a bitch named Ruby May. I used to be up in that guts like every day. The pussy was the bone that the nigga Armstrong was about. Like a motherfucker licking his throat. My home used to tell me that she wasn't no good. Back in practice with Snoopy's foot. So I figured niggas wouldn't trip with mom. Guess what? Got doubled by one. Back in the motherfucking county jail. 6 months on my chest, now it's down to jail. Gets released on a hot sunny day. A nigga DOC and my homie Dr. Dre. Scoop and a goop scoop, we got some news. Your girl was drinking while you was drinking your county blues. Ain't been out a second, already got to do some motherfucking shit.
Season 8 is upon us. The Marble Rally continues. Hey everybody, I'm Greg Woods, our defending champion Blue Moon, ready to defend that crown, but a whole horde of other marbles waiting to dethrone the winner. Sand conditions are not great. You can see the splotchiness of the moisture and also the gradient there from the actual track surface up to the walls. There you see the starting order. Blue Moody in P1, red number 3 in P2, all the way down to Phoenix on the left-hand side of your screen as we pan across the starting grid. What will this race be? Less than ideal conditions, but a great way to start off the season. Dragon's Egg was bounding back and forth between the walls and might have fallen to dead last. We've got a couple of marbles that went right over the wall. Cobra and Duct Tape are out a couple of turns into this season. Red number 3 holding off Ghost Plasma. Blizzard Blaster there in third. Green Turtle in fourth. Super Ball, a champion as well, now moves into P4. Big Pearl comes up into fifth, but look at how close that mid-pack is. Nearly everybody right there with each other. Over the split, we will see several of these. Red number 3 actually went right over the wall, as have several marbles, as they begin to navigate that left-hander. That allowed red number 3 to keep up the speed. Ghost Plasma holding in second place. Red number 3 did not win last season, only had one DNF. In fact, only got a single point in the first round. The winner of that one went to Grasshopper. Ghost Plasma is now having to contend with Blue Moon, who is battling back and forth they go, and that is letting red number 3 build up that lead. Pollo Loco is challenging as well. Over the bridge, that tiny little split may not look like much, but it can make a big difference. Ghost Plasma gets hung up. Blue Moon around the outside to take second place. Pollo Loco in fourth. Marbly McMarbleface, you can see, in fifth, in front of Dragon's Egg, who has recovered nicely. Nemo and White Widow rounding out the top 8 right now. Blue Moon is trying to cut into red number 3's lead. Has about a quarter of this race remaining as we go join red number 3 at the front. A marble that has had a lot of success in the Sand Marble Rally and is looking to make a statement after a couple of down seasons. Red number 3 slowing up, trying to avoid the loose sand that has fallen off of the drying walls. Now the field is getting stretched. Blue Moon holding in second. Ghost Plasma, who finished last season all the way down in 11th, did win a race, however. Now the boulevard opens up down to the finish line. Ghost Plasma trying to find some speed. Red number 3 trying to keep it off the walls. Red number 3 wins in commanding fashion to begin season 8 of the Sand Rally. Blue Moon, the defending champion, comes in second. Ghost Plasma in third. Pollo Loco fourth, and we have a photo finish between Marbly McMarbleface and Dragon's Egg. Look at it here. Oh, that is oh so close. Well, there were those two that got stranded at the beginning. You can see how coarse the sand is up there. DNFs not necessarily derailing an entire year. In fact, 6 of the top 10 finishers last season had at least one DNF. Red number 3, the first Marble Rally competitor to win 7 races, breaking the tie with Dragon's Egg and Ghost Plasma, both of whom were up there in the top 5. Red number 3 getting creative on some of those lines, and look at the chaos back here. Hard hits, slowing marbles down. Ghost Marble actually gaining a position there. The splits, got to pick very, very carefully. You only have a split second to do it, but it could determine whether you gain or lose your spot. 90 overtakes in the top 8. Just one lead change. We do exclude the first 5 seconds, but what a way to start the Sand Marble Rally. Red number 3 wins again. First time in a while. And we have a new championship hunt on our hands. Where do yours finish? Cheer on your favorites next time to see if they can get in the win column. Maybe even just at least a top 10 to start off well. This is a long season, a punishing season, and you will not want to miss any of it. Red number 3 wins by just under 4 seconds. Cobra and Duct Tape, zeros on the board for DNFs. Next up, event number 2.
good.
That was good.